small crowd this morning, very intimate crowd. Thank you all for joining us. Today is a 1 million cups unlike any other. It's a special 1 million cups where we feature one presentation because all other entrepreneurs in Tampa Bay were too intimidated by what Sennit is doing to dare try to present opposite. They're great. We'll get to them in just a second. My name is Sean Kennedy. I'm one of the organizers here at 1 Million Cups, along with Marianne Bowers, Chris Bennett, JJ Roberts, Danielle Callahan, who is not with us this morning. And today is also the day that we retire Richard Wood, who is more of a figment and an enigma than an actual person. As some of you will remember, he was an original organizer here who lives in Kansas City, commutes back between there and here. He was one of the folks that helped us bring 1 million cups to this community. We thank him for his service he's in Kansas City now. He's started with UMKC, the university there. He's working for their entrepreneurship center. And we'll be bringing some of their ideas back here to share with us in Tampa Bay as well. So, quick round of applause, please. So if you've never been to 1 million cups before, this probably all seems very strange to you, but luckily you have delicious coffee in your hands provided by Kawa Coffee, so you won't be too upset at us. This is a showcase event for entrepreneurs in this community to tell us about what they're building here, what great things are being developed. They come up here, they present for 6 minutes, tell you about what it is they do. Then there's 20 minutes of Q&A from you. This is the opportunity to ask questions, seek clarification on what they're doing, but also give advice, and most importantly, think through your connections, who you can connect the entrepreneurs to help them be successful and grow businesses in this community. I'm going to stop talking without further ado, introduce Sennit, who was here. They are a past presenter, and they have done some new interesting things, including these wonderful tubs.
Thank you. Good morning. We are. Thank you for showing up to watch exclusively us. I appreciate it. We are going to repitch. We presented last year, about a year ago. Was not us. It was Ian and somebody else. And over the course of the year, we learned a lot. So we changed our model a little bit, and we're hoping that you guys can help us out with your feedback and maybe do some testing for us. Okay? So, well, first of all, we're a storage company, if you haven't heard. Who has storage problems here? Or who needs storage? Come on. There you go. Thank you. You can lie. You can just raise your hand. The reality is that we know, or I know, a lot of people who have storage units, have sheds, have garages, and the reality is that they're a mess, or they're disorganized, and when you want to find your Christmas decorations, or you want to find that special turkey baster, it's incredibly hard to get to what you're exactly wanting to get to. So, a year later, well, this is us, Maurice, myself, and Ian. If you want to do our introductions, who we are and where we come from.
No, my name is Maurice Bryan, this is Mark Radanoff. We got involved with Sennit about 5 months ago. We really realized that there was really need for it and that pretty much everybody needs storage. Essentially, you either have it, need it, or you hate it, which most people do. And with that in mind, we decided to get involved with Sennit and kind of provide more innovation to it and kind of make it sexier for the market so we can scale a little quicker.
So, the old Sennit, if you came last year, you might be familiar with the model, the pricing structure. It was $50 unlimited. So that meant that when you went online, you paid $50 a month, but you got unlimited storage. What did that entail? You could go online and say, pick up my stuff, and you would itemize everything that you wanted picked up into the application. And 2 guys would come around with the van. We didn't bring it to the van, unfortunately. I'm sorry. And we would stick your stuff in the van. If it could all fit in one trip, and then we would take it away. When you wanted it, you'd go back in the application, select the stuff, the singular items that you wanted, and pick it up. And you pick the schedule date. You couldn't have it drop off. So it meant that you actually never had to deal with the storage yourself. It was like a valet type of storage where you simply took everything out of your garage, you categorized it, and you sent it away, and you didn't have to think about it again. Though we found there were a lot of problems with that, or at least we talked with Ian, and some of those might have been the unlimited aspect. When I say unlimited to you, physical storage space, the first thing a lot of people think about is, yeah, what are you really getting? Like, how much space are you actually really getting? You know, we see it nowadays, you can get unlimited space online, but there are typically little conditions in there. So the first thing that we received as a skepticism from individuals when we were selling the product was, yeah, but am I getting a 10 by 10 space? Is it a truckload? It was really hard to sell. Storage limitations obviously are an apparent issue. How does it scale? You know, if you do have people who are using it unlimited in an unlimited fashion, then the price per square foot eventually becomes unsustainable. So even after a while trying to sell it to other people, it just became awkward.
So that's how we came up with the new model, which is buy the bin storage. So essentially, you can store anything that you can fit into one of our 25-gallon bins. This makes it a lot easier for us to kind of make it predictable for what we're storing, and also it's easier to scale the business, and everything's stored in a secure warehouse, climate controlled, bins locked. We changed our target user base just to make this more efficient for you all. And guess what? The pricing is completely changed. It all starts at $15 a month. You get 5 bins.
Yeah, there's only 4 beds there that you see at the moment.
Yeah, there's one more at the top.
Yeah.
So it starts at $15 a month for 5 bins. It stores in the warehouse, off-site. You get the mobile application as well as a web application, which we're going to talk about in a second. Some of the more innovative technologies that we brought the changes. We reinvented the online platform. We made it easier for you to manage everything. You go on there, you can search by the item. It's all catalog, it's itemized. And with one click, you can pick up your items. You can say, hey, I want you guys to come by and pick them up. One click on your smartphone or on your desktop. And we're also putting all your storage at your fingertips. That's our goal, is to put everything in your hands. And with that, we're building a mobile application, and that will soon be done. It's going to be released on Android first, and then we're going to release on iOS. It goes back to the question, well, what can I fit? You can fit Christmas decorations, your, like I said, the
Turkey baster, yeah. I had a personal issue with the turkey baster.
Anything
We all do.
anything that you don't really walk around on a daily basis, like your husband, your kids, something like that, you can fit in our bins. And when we talk about innovating and changing the market, and changing who we target as an audience, we want to get our product to you in the most accessible and easiest way possible. We're targeting corporate entities such as multi-tenants, properties such as corporate storage, residential, condominiums, apartments, office spaces. That way, they can offer this to you just as an ancillary service in addition to the rent that you're already paying. So it's really convenient for you, really effective. And right now, the process we're at right now is we're looking to launch a beta over the next 3 months for anybody in the room and anybody that gets involved. You get free storage for 3 months. We only have 10 available slots. We would love to get monthly feedback, just feedback in general about the process, about how the application works with you. And that's kind of what we're looking for right now. And also, we're working on a community advantage program where if you introduce us to other condominiums and other management groups and managed properties, we're able to incentivize you for that introduction. Questions?
When your company last presented, one of the challenges you were facing was the real estate to store all of these boxes and having that. How has that been solved? Are you still looking? What kind of warehouse space and things like that do you guys need?
That is still an ongoing dilemma. That's just something that is not easily solvable for our size right now. The ideal situation is to have a long-term lease with, we're looking for a climate controlled area. This is also where some of you might be able to help us. We're looking for warehouse space or space that is climate controlled or has the ability to be climate controlled for about 80 cents, 90 cents, max $1.20 a square foot. And that's how we have projected our models to work. At the time, we're taking a hit with the current storage. I think Ian's been taking that hit for the last 3 months or 4 months. So we're assuming that loss, but as we go forward, that is something that we definitely want to change and be more judicious about.
How much space do you need? How much space do you need?
That depends on, one of the great things about bins is that it's scalable and predictable. So when you say how much space do you
Well,
need,
if you're
that
asking someone to do your warehouse.
oh, I'm sorry.
How much
Okay.
space do you need?
Before we had about 1,000 square feet.
I think that's enough for this.
With the first condominium, the way that we've calculated the bins and our new, I don't want to say patented, shelving system, we can really get a lot of bins in a small area.
Did you say 10,000?
No, 1,000, half a million again. Or,
Yes.
Larger
sorry,
If you have something larger that doesn't fit into the bins,
It is a lot of
we
space.
do offer additional pricing, just buy the item.
We will-
Hey guys, just, sorry, Rich, just
Yes, please.
Gracious just interrupt just because we had a couple conversations on doing grace hands one at a time, but you guys follow them or
yeah.
sorry.
You
already
can
followed
finish what
them.
you were saying.
I was saying, she asked if you have an item that doesn't fit inside the bin. We don't want to store that, but we offer that as an additional service. It's buy the item and it's also $8 an item. And it's like a bicycle or printer or something like that. So,
Royce, you had a question?
Yeah.
What's the actual size of the bid? It's not, I mean.
Those bins are about 27 gallons. The actual dimensions in centimeters, I do not know, or inches, I do not know for the time being. These are not the final bins, these are the bins that we're using in beta right now. We're in ongoing talks with several distributors to get a more sustainable bin economically and something that efficiently will offset this. Yes.
So we talked about the 80 to about 20 per square foot is what you're looking for. What is a regular storage, like garage storage space go for per square foot?
Probably
If you can store it all.
$1.50, $1.80 maybe, I'm not sure. I'm not the logistics guy, I'm the programmer guy. What I know is that prior to this, I think Ian was paying about 90 cents on the dollar for the storage, but it was not climate controlled. And that was one of the issues that we faced when we were selling individuals, is that we almost always wanted some kind of climate controlled facility. Yeah.
How do you know what people are stuffing in the bodies, what is ammo, paint, body part?
When they sign over, right, when they sign over, it's just like if you were having your own pod or your own storage unit. When you sign over, there's not an affidavit, but you say that there's no dead animals in there, there's nothing explodable. So we don't know, but when we ask you to sign off on that, we trust that you are not breaking our contract.
and one of the things we also do is on the application, we take a picture of each item that you put in there.
Yeah,
And
that's
you're able to see where it's at. So when we come to pick it up, we can cross-check what's in there with what's already logged in our system.
Yes.
Yes,
How does your price compare with somebody like pods and those kinds of groups that are out there?
I'll say that our closest competitor, they're priced at $7 per bin. And they do a similar model to what we're doing, but our price is a lot cheaper. We're at $15 for 5 bins.
So that's not very much.
And do they also have the software, or is that exclusive to you?
They do not have the mobile application, they just have the web app. So mobile app is exclusive to us.
Yes.
What's your turnaround on the logistics of it? Like Paul's saying, oh my gosh, it's 10 p.m. on December 24th, but I forgot how many Christmas decorations I have. How quickly do you guys deliver things from the storage?
So if you want same-day delivery, I think that's going to cost extra. Yeah. We're not Amazon yet, but it is scheduled the day before. For example, before 12 p.m. and we're able to, maybe we can adjust that time to be a little bit early in the morning. When we run our manifest for the operator who's going to pick up the boxes, it has to be on that truck first thing in the morning before he heads out.
So 24 hours.
Yeah, about, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Just trying to figure out who the audience really is here. I've got a 10 by 10 U-Haul storage unit, air conditioned, the whole thing. Cost me $68 a month. I probably have a dozen, similar bins.
Yeah.
Plus, piles of other random stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think about $15 for 5 of them. So I'm up to $45 plus all the other stuff that I've got in there. And the advantage then strikes me as only being able to, pick it up and get access to it without me having to drive.
And seriously, stuff storage.
Right.
The other barrier that strikes me for myself is the idea of trying to deal with everything that's in that unit, getting it utilized in a catalog.
Yeah.
I would just say forget it.
Yeah.
It's just not efficient. So are you really looking at, I'll say, smaller quantities, people who only use 5 or 6 boxes, probably not that much.
Great, yeah, thank you for that question. So there is a definite threshold for individuals this does not apply to, or if this is not logistic. The individuals who already own storage space like yourself, that's 10 by 10 or larger, this is probably not going to be your solution at the moment. This is not targeted to you. We are targeting this to individuals who live in apartments, don't have storage space, or condominiums don't have storage space, and they look at their kitchen or their office or their bathroom or their closet, and they say, my gosh, I have a lot of stuff. I need to maybe put that stuff in the patio in this bin and just give it away. It's primarily for individuals who live in restricted areas and don't have the access and don't want to deal with the storage. So while it seems very limited for a lot, we feel like that's still a large enough market for us. Yeah.
That brings up a good point, and something you might want to consider.
Yeah.
If anybody that's been in the military knows that if you move, they come and they pack your stuff up and catalog, you just don't have to think
Yeah.
about it. Maybe an a value-added service you could do is that you can actually catalog it. Because that is something that busy, that would be overwhelming even if you only have a small closet.
Yeah. We thought about that. We really have. Our hesitation to getting into cataloging is just the liability. And there's a lot of, we're trying to really reduce our liability at this stage. So we would like to do something like that. In fact, I would love to do various things along those lines, yeah. So, sorry, back there, yeah.
Yes.
First of all, I really like the direction this has gone since the last time, especially since I was a big fan of reducing this down and getting into the bins. I think this is a lot more scalable and more doable, and people aren't going to abuse it as much. Fantastic. My mom's 85. I love this idea of her being able to, well, let's be honest, not call on her phone, but not use an app, but even just call you and have it delivered.
Exactly. Yeah.
My question is this: can I pick where it's delivered to? Can you turn this to a commercial application? Can I store my commercial gear there and have it shipped to my work site next week when I need all my, audio gear over here or construction gear over here?
Okay. That's a two-part question.
Well, basically, do you have to deliver it to my house or my set location? When I call to get it delivered, can I tell you where I want it to go?
Well, you can have it delivered within the vicinity of the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, well, not Phoenix, but...
Yeah. No, we do allow for multiple addresses to be added to your account. So that's one of the good things when you do schedule delivery, we ask you, where do you want to deliver? Do you want it delivered to you, or do you want to deliver to this other address? that you can have. Obviously, you know, for you, if you have it delivered to another address and nobody's there to collect it, then we have to deal with that. So we'll put it back in the van and we'll take it back to storage or something along those lines. Yeah, sorry.
Where do you stand in evaluating captive delivery pickup versus outsourced delivery pickup until you get to scale?
Well, we have a van, we've thought about this a lot, yeah. We've really looked into like an Uber model for delivery pickup. We really want to do that. In fact, we have an operator app that is designed specifically for scaling and being able to have multiple warehouses in different areas and to have multiple deliveries going on at the same time. Unfortunately, at this time, we are just 3 individuals, and we're really trying to bootstrap this and get by over the next 3 or 4 months, just doing the minimal. So right now, we have 1 van and probably just 2 operators. Sorry, even.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that in the dry cleaning business, they have these very, very small barcodes that they put on into the iron clothing, put into clothing, so that, you know, when you drop your bag, you have 10 items, they know it's on yours. But you could also apply that to all these items, so that would take care of that inventory, and it could just be, it's a barcode process. Check it in one of those scanners.
Yeah, we have, well, that's a good idea for the actual items in the box. I'm not sure would you guys do that if you had to, I'm just asking for feedback. Would
Just if you have the inventory, that would be one of those solutions.
Right. Well, we do inventory with QR codes on that, but the items in it thus far, we have to put the inventory into. If you want to go through the process and add every item to it, we allow you to do that. Otherwise, they're just identified as bin, number.
Will you actually open the bin and bring me the turkey base, or will you bring me the bin?
I'm bringing you the bin. I would like to send you just the turkey base. And I would really like to just open up the bin and say, oh, here's the turkey baster, beep, and then put it in an envelope and send it out to you. But unfortunately, we're not at that scale. Yeah, sorry.
So I was at your last presentation too.
Okay.
And something I like better, something I like needs to improve my feedback. I like the new model. I think getting rid of the unlimited, there was a lot of questions about how that gets handled. So I don't think we But I don't think you're selling storage yet. I think right now you're at the stage where you're selling people that trust you.
Yeah.
Because if I go to U-Haul, I have a certain degree of trust that if I can U-Haul, I know there's insurance too, but I'm not worried if they're going to be around in a couple of weeks or a month, or
Yeah.
these people are what they're doing. I think that not having concrete answers to a lot of the questions and really presenting them from a position of confidence, and like, hey, trust us with your bins. Like, you need a certain number of people in St. Pete to take a leap of faith with Sennit.
Yeah.
And then once you have that traction, then it will spread, and then it's more about, okay, the trust is our underlying storage. So
Right.
I think the weakness, just to look at for improvement, is I can present where I'm like, yeah, I want to leave this room, and I'm going to go to my U-Haul storage container, instead of buying a 15 by 15, I get that down to a 5x5 for the tall stuff that's not going to fit in the bins, and then trust you guys that, hey, I'm going to buy 10 bins of you, and I know that stuff is finished.
I totally agree with you. And that's part of the reason why we're here and we're doing the first beta, is that we really do have a lot of questions. And we're here at a weak point, and we want to learn and fix those before we even proceed to a second beta. And we have about 3 betas lined up. I know that's a lot, but we really want to work out the kinks before we walk into an HOA, for example, in a meeting and say, oh, trust us because we think we know what we're doing. We really want to know what we're doing, at least with this model, before we enter into,
I can speak to that trust issue because I'm dealing with a storage facility right now where they came and picked everything up. I had to catalog all the items, each box is numbered, and then what's in the box. And isn't it so great, and when you are ready to move it, we'll put it on a flatbed, we'll ship it anywhere in the United States, blah, blah, blah. And I was happy and excited. And then the first time I went to actually try and access it and get something out of the storage was when it's gonna cost you $300 minimum for us to go in and find the item that you want and bring it out to you. And so what
Yeah.
level of trust do I have that you're not going to, because now I'm really confused about what you're actually offering, because you said it's not unlimited anymore, so
No.
what exactly, how exactly is it going to work if I give you my stuff, next week, or how much is it going to cost me to actually get you to bring me the item I want, or
Yeah.
for me to come by and pick it up?
Right, and that's a great concern, and I think that's one of the reasons why we're launching this with only 10 people. We don't want to bring on 50, 60, 70 people and then have to send out a mass email saying, guys, we're sorry, we're changing our model again. This is very small, we want to learn, and we want to get it right, and then we want to evolve into a final product. When we all feel like we have a final product, then we can present to with more confidence, like you're asking, and I think it'll be a bit more resolved for all the other areas like storage, pricing, where we have long-term will be a little bit more established. But I totally understand your concern. The first thing that I receive when I try to teach this to just relatives or family is the skepticism. Yeah, but
Well, then this facility has since moved twice since I
Right.
got all my stuff.
Right.
And so my question was, do I even still have anything in storage? How the hell do I go? Mexico somewhere.
Right.
I have no idea.
I would love for this to become something where you absolutely trust it, where you absolutely think, oh yeah, well they've not been that long, they take precaution in getting my stuff the way that they need it. I know exactly, if you wanted to go to our warehouse, we could give you a walkthrough of the cleanliness, but you couldn't obviously go into the cages and things up. That's where we want to go, but we're not quite there yet. Yeah.
So two things. One is this crazy idea that just occurred to me. When I put a webcam in storage facilities so people can see their stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Second is just things to think about. Why not create packages for specific kinds of events so that it's not so open-ended? So Christmas is a big one, right?
Yeah.
So everybody's going to want to have their place to put their Christmas decorations. They store it every year. Flat rate. You get your 5 bins. Everything fits in there. We come and get it on December 20th or 1st, whenever you decide to do it. You put it all in there, everything. We know that this is the Christmas stuff, and we also know what to expect. It's delivered at this time, we give you an annual rate, so discount kind of thing, and boom. So maybe do it by event. There's several events like that. A lot of people have their Valentine's Day decorations, their Easter decorations, and all that other stuff. Yeah. So just an idea.
Or summer, winter.
Or what Greg was saying, the business plan, which is I'm a DJ, I DJ every once in a while. I don't want my equipment to be in my house, but we'll store it for you and just bring it out for a gig.
I see what you're saying. Especially with the target.
I don't know if this is a target, but a lot of small businesses have files
Yeah.
and no storage themselves.
Yeah.
And I know we have that issue of putting them in. We have to keep them out for 5 years. I don't know if that's still your target, but it's another market.
Yeah, medical facilities, I think, have to have 5 years of records on hand at the same time. But yeah, I think we're definitely looking at that, and I think it's more easy for those getting.
Follows. So we're gonna offer like different things, like kind of itemize your stuff, it's some Christmas decorations, things about the mug on, stories, things like here, as well as like filing storage. That's something like an added feature, like an a la carte feature for corporate storage and stuff like that. And the question is?
I did, it was kind of already touched on. I do want to say the boxes are a huge improvement. I mean, before you wanted to store everything for everybody and ship everywhere. So having this kind of focus is great. I also think that, you talk about your target being apartment renters, but it's right. The people that want to store their Christmas stuff, I don't want to see those boxes all stick in here when they're only, the stuff's only out during the month of December.
Yeah.
So to know that I can get them dropped off at my door and how convenient that is, and I can get them picked up from my door and how convenient that is, makes Christmas a week.
Yes. We know Christmas is a holiday, and we really wanted to get out before Christmas.
Okay, we're gonna do today, since we've got one presenter, is we'll take 3 more questions from anyone who has not asked a question yet. So if anybody's been dying to ask something, keep your hand, or actually, keep your hand up if you've got a question you're dying to ask. Okay, so can we just get to the, let's get to the folks that are, got that burning question, and then we'll cut it off a little early with the ones.
So we're gonna start from the back and work our way forward.
Eric.
Okay, I've got a whole bunch of questions, but I'll just say one of them. What if I have skis or something larger, a bike, whatever? I know you said, well, it's $8 a month or whatever, but is it possible for you to get a larger bin and we can store bigger things? Because this is pretty short. I can think, for this, I can think files. I'm thinking files. And that would be fine. But there's a lot of other items, you know, that you might want to store. If you have a larger bin, you can still standardize it and it would be easy to ship back and forth. Have you thought about that? Is that something in the works?
Yes, it's not in the works yet, because bins are expensive, and getting different size bins are even more expensive, especially, you know, what we would eventually like to do is go for, you know, a total of, you have 100 gallons of storage. I think what we have here, 20 bins is about a little over 100 gallons of storage. So you would pay mostly by, you know, the amount, the cubic square foot that you get, rather than the bins that we're counting. So something that you're proposing is what we have considered, but unfortunately, getting something that's like the size of the ski for us right now is just not, it's not.
So I think that as we see more of a demand for that, then we'll start really looking into building and creating those larger bins. Question there?
As far as your delivery, is that like does a month come with X amount of drop-offs?
Yes.
Do you feel like, I feel like that could come back to bite you just because, so it comes with like one delivery, or, I mean, I feel like people could take advantage of that, especially, and gas prices are low now, but they're at $4, you do one delivery, you eat into like all your profit, I would think, at $15 a month.
It's one delivery per month, so you get 5 deliveries. Or if you have our 25, we have a tiered structure for 10 bins, it's $25. You would have 10 deliveries. Yeah.
I think, right, we're bigger group last year. I do think you have an opportunity in this market. I think your beta, you need to find somebody to help you make that beta bigger, to really test this. So I have an idea. With all the developments going on, you get that moment of transition of people wherever they are currently, and then they're going to come into one of these, let's move downtown St. Pete, you know, into this new building. What I hear often in that is, yeah, but in this new building, we only have this tiny little storage space. So it seemed that maybe you could find a partnership with somebody's building one of these new structures and say, why don't you offer to all of your, 100 people are coming to these units, a deal where, along with that, they get 10 of these bins. So now with their 3,000 square foot home, as they're packing up to move downtown, they could fill up these bins and say, this is going to Sennit storage, this is going with me to my new place in downtown St. Pete. And then by just working with one developer, let you kind of have this larger beta, get 1,000 bins into storage. I don't know, just food for thought. But I just think you've got to be ready to at least kick it up to that next notch to really prove this thing out.
So that's actually we broke our beta down into 3 sections, and that's actually our last section. We were talking about partnering with the condominiums, partnering with the HOAs.
Oh yeah, and I see it. There's so many condominiums. I mean, we're condominium land, right? But maybe getting that moment of a new building coming online and all those people transitioning into that new building is another opportunity.
Okay, working backwards again.
Yeah, I was going to piggyback on his comment. I used to work with an apartment builder in North Carolina, and storage was obviously a big revenue generator for us. We actually optimized our land to, get more storage. But maybe something you guys could explore getting with new developers is doing some kind of profit sharing with them. that might be something we're taking a look at, because they definitely go for that.
So we profit share now. Our price point is at $15, so the homeowner association or the condominium association can price it however they see fit to their tenants.
What's going to stop the tenant from calling you direct and subverting that relationship? I mean, no, yeah, I mean, anyway. There's you're on the track, I think.
Well, we could, we'll discuss that after. If you want money.
I'm not trying to say poop on your whatever. That's what I would do.
We had, I think, 2 over here. You're okay? All right. Yes.
I know you're looking to simplify your business model. Here's one that might complicate it, but you could offer add-on services. Most of the stuff that goes into storage, I bet, never goes back into the location that it came from.
Yeah.
And it heads straight to Salvation Army or into the trash bin.
Yeah.
And there's value in itemization and photographing that stuff and then disposing of it by eBay or Amazon. So if you have a business partner, tied in, a lot of people would say, heck yeah, I'll give you 25% or 33% or whatever person.
I would do that.
So,
go ahead.
that's actually kind of how we got involved with Sennit, was we wanted to eventually get to a point where we can have it, not only just storing your stuff, but we're opening up to a market where you can rent it or share it and sell it eventually. And that's a down the road thing.
Yeah.
Right now.
We just want to get the memo. Yes.
Final question, what can 1 million communities do?
So we have a sheet back there. I know the trust is an issue, but we would like you to trust us. At least we'll put up a camera that we've got feedback. We'll put a camera up in our credit warehouse so that you can see your stuff. We aren't officially opening this beta up until March 1st-ish, but we have on our website there's a sign-up form and there's a sign-up form in the back. We only have 10 spots. I'm not sure if we'll fill that today, but we would love your feedback. The product in the process, finding the holes and giving us your questions, not just your questions, but your advice to improve the storage as we go forward.
Okay, awesome. And also, as we continuously go forward, introductions, it's always key, getting in the market. That's our strategy. We want to get to the point where we're, as an ancillary service to condominium groups and condo management groups and apartments and corporate buildings. So introductions to those management groups, those owners, and owners of tenants, multi-tenant people, that's greatly appreciated. We love that. We're actually putting together a program where people will be incentivized. So if we signed up 200 units from that partner that you helped us create, we'll be able to incentivize you all from that.
Just a quick add, the sign up, the beta, the first beta is 3 months are free. They're on us. After that, we'll email blast you or just attend people will call you personally and discuss how we'll go forward when we enter our next phase. So this is really just, do you have Christmas decorations that you want to get out of your house? Or do you even want to try to mess with it, I guess? And then let us try to help you or help us. It'll be a symbiotic relationship. Okay?
Thank you all again for coming today. So we have a lot of fun events that are coming up over the next couple months. We'll link to all of that at the end of our this week in our email. As you guys can see, every now and again we do struggle finding presenters to continuously feed our pipeline. So to give you guys a little brief synopsis, if you're thinking of presenting or if you know someone who might be interested in presenting, all you have to be is 4 years of your business. You have to have a unique product or service, and you have to be able to explain and articulate how you're scalable. That's it. It's completely free to present. We can sign you up anywhere from 2 weeks up to 12 weeks out. So it's a very simple process. Feel free to see myself or any of the other organizers if you have any questions. And you can go to 1millioncups.com/St. Pete to present. it. And other than that, hope you guys have a great day and hope to see you next week.